What I want to do is make a film all about product placement, marketing, and advertising, where the entire film is funded by product placement, marketing, and advertising. The goal of this whole film is transparency. You're going to see the whole thing take place from beginning to end.
Morgan is an idiot. He thinks all of Americans are idiots, and all the people who sponsored this film are idiots.
The film that we're talking about is called The Greatest Movie Ever Sold. It's screening at the New Zealand International Film Festival. Morgan Spurlock, you might remember him from Super Size Me way back. And he's joining me in the Kiwi studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Are you thinking that everyone's idiots? Is that true?
I think that most people have, most of us have become kind of blinded to the fact of how much we're marketed to and advertised to on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I think this film does a great job of kind of pulling that curtain back and showing you how the whole process works.
One must wonder, though, in this new kind of new media, so many different platforms, so many different entertainment options out there. How the heck are people going to get stuff funded into the future?
Well, that's the whole thing, and especially now as more and more people are migrating away from television, watching things on the internet, kind of skipping that commercial sponsor venue. That's why things like product placement are happening.
Because TiVo really changed things in the States, didn't it?
TiVo, on demand, and now kind of this kind of Hulu revolution that's happening where literally people are giving up their cable boxes and just watching, kind of Netflix and streaming videos.
Yeah. Did you investigate what the first perhaps product placement in films and movies might have ever been?
Yeah, there was a few that they quantify as the first, but there was one way back when in the movie Wings, where a Hershey's chocolate bar was in the film Wings back in like 1929.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the earliest. But the earliest product placement in terms of pre-film and television was in Jules Verne Around the World in 80 Days, where shipping companies paid him to have their names in the book.
No, really?
Yeah.
Do you know how much?
I hope a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you do see a lot of product placement, particularly Apple products.
That's right.
That's quite prominent, and you do kind of wonder. I wonder how much was actually paid.
Well, the amazing thing about Apple is Apple won't pay for product placement. What Apple does is they hire companies to get their products in films and television because if there's somebody who is a certain person who would use an Apple product. If you're a director, you want that guy to be using an Apple, like an architect or an artist. Like a guy who's a banker and accountant, he's going to have a PC. That's kind of the whole way they've designed their product is for people to put it in for nothing.
Yeah. Because it's a trade-off, isn't it? Because sometimes a product might be part of the plot line or it just might suit that scene.
Yeah, which is different. Somebody who wrote a scene around something is a very different scene versus, an ad man forcing it into the dialogue. You see things in the States now and it's making its way around the world where a guy will pull in a brand new Ford Mustang and he'll get out and he'll be like, man, we made great time. And that Ford Mustang handles like a dream.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're hearing like a commercial in the show.
Yeah, totally. Well, when you thought about making this documentary, where were you coming at it from? Were you being critical of the facts?
Well, I mean, I'm somebody who, it drives me crazy to see like this real in-your-face product placement. But we interviewed J.J. Abrams, a great director, great writer, who, he said, listen, I'm about storytelling, not story selling. I want people to believe these characters are real. And I'm a realist. We do live in a world where people do drive, Hondas.
They live in the real world.
And they wear Levi's, and that's a real world. You can't suddenly fill the world with fake products.
Yeah. Okay. But are you just trying to make people aware?
I think the film does a great job of making people aware because the extent to the way things are like placed in film and television now is unbelievable. Like you can't watch a TV show now without there being some sort of product placement in it. Films are the same way, especially big summer films, big blockbuster movies. Like you should go see Greatest Movie Ever Sold and then go see Transformers again if you haven't seen Transformers, because almost every other frame of that movie is a product placement.
So it really just essentially makes you look at the scenes in films and actually pick out things.
It will make you so hyper aware, and it'll change the way you look at film and TV in a way that I think is beneficial to us. Because I think that ultimately we have become blinded to the marketing.
Yeah. But, sort of looking towards the future, with as we were saying at the beginning of this talk, that things are becoming so fractured. What if you are making content online, videos and perhaps serious content? How do you get that stuff funded in the future?
Well, this is a great point you're bringing up because this is where a lot of migration is already happening. Like right now, we're doing an original series with Hulu. We're doing a series with Yahoo back in the States. both of these will be funded by a brand. Now,
Right.
the brands aren't forcing any of their product into it. It's almost like the early days of film and television where it's going to be like, Ford presents or General Motors presents this thing.
So it's kind of non-offensive.
It's going to be completely non-offensive. It's going to be literally them, just as if like Paramount Pictures was making something with their name kind of above the title as being a presenting sponsor. And these brands want to be associated with things that they think are going to be cool and interesting. At that point, you as a creative person just need to say, am I okay with this? Is this brand offensive? Like if BP came and said, I want to sponsor your show because you tell the truth. I'm like, well, I don't think I want BP's money.
But then again, everyone's got a price, right?
Everyone's got a price. And that's what we talk about in Greatest Movie Ever Sold. The Greatest Movie Ever Sold literally is about how everyone has a price.
Yeah. Did you talk to directors that will not include any kind of advertising?
Well, we talked to like Quentin Tarantino, who couldn't get and still can't get a lot of people to place products in his film simply because of the content of his movies, and that was a really fascinating conversation.
It's funny because there's a lot worse out there.
There's a lot worse, and he's like, "Listen, I tried Reservoir Dogs. The whole opening of that movie took place in a Denny's. Pumpkin and Honey Bunny in Pulp Fiction took place in a Denny's. Both times we went to Denny's and said, "Listen, we want you guys to be in the movie," and Denny's is like, "Absolutely not. We want nothing to do with it."
Okay, what about public broadcasting? Because in these tough economic times, everyone's feeling the squeeze, and I know it's a big issue here in New Zealand. The government has frozen funding for a lot of public broadcasting. In fact, they've removed
same thing in the
TV.
States.
So, I mean, how do because the whole thing about public broadcasting has been no advertising, no sponsorship.
That's right. Well, for me, it's interesting because there's been sponsorship, and I put that in quotations because it's always at the end of the show they said, made possible by a generous grant from the McDonald's Corporation.
Is that NPR?
So that's NPR and it's PBS in the States, so public broadcasting in the States. At the end of the show, and they won't show commercials, but they'll show a card, or some sort of innocuous kind of visuals about, kids playing in a field, while they're, dancing without showing actual toys or Happy Meals or things like that.
Yeah.
But so there has been kind of an end around the sponsors. But especially for public TV, it is such an important part of our country, just as it is yours. You have to figure out a way to make that happen. Now, I don't want to suddenly load it with commercials because then it kind of goes against everything that it was. But could you have sponsors? Could you have, like, above the title, presenting sponsors? Something that's a little more kind of, tasteful and not offensive. Not where they're not wedging their message into content. Because the minute their message starts infecting content is when it's a problem.
It needs to sit outside that bubble of content, right?
That's right.
Yeah. But because there has to be this happy medium where people actually do need to know about products that might enhance their lives.
Yeah, but I think people will know about them anyway. I don't think you need to put them in the middle of, in the middle of Happy Days or, or in the middle of The Big Bang Theory, unless it is a show that deals with, like there's an episode of Modern Family that came out a year ago that was all about the iPad.
Yeah.
And the iPad was at this zeitgeist moment in America where there were lines around the block. Everybody wanted one. Every TV show was talking about it. Every news broadcast was talking about how it's changing everything. So to have a TV show that was about this product made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it was everywhere.
I saw Desperate Housewives. They had their website linking to products.
Yeah.
But basically, you could look at a scene on the show and then go look at that scene on the website and then pick out the products in the background.
Well, that's where things are going. Like, that's where it's going to continue to go. Like, you will still be able to do that with more content. I think they were trying out something that more TV shows are going to start doing. And it won't be long until, as the convergence happens between film and television, television and the internet, and you're at home watching and you're seeing, whatever her name is, from Desperate Housewives, wearing a beautiful dress. Suddenly you're going to be able to, I'm going to buy that beautiful dress.
They have talked about that for a long time, where you can use your remote control to pause and then go and buy.
Yeah, it's becoming very real now. Like, that's going to be happening. And
it seems like value added, though. It seems like that enhances the viewer's experience.
I think it could. Yeah, and again, so long as it doesn't infect the content. Like, they can wear whatever they want. It's like, I'm all for that. It's like, I don't care about it. It's like, I don't suddenly want her saying, that's right, and you can buy this beautiful new Dior dress right now, at blah, 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 blah.
Which essentially, this is your mantra about making documentaries, right? Because I remember when I talked to you about Super Size Me, you said, look, you can go and eat as many McDonald's burgers as you want.
Sure.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, here's what it is. You need to understand what's going on. And same thing with this movie. I'm trying just to help you understand what's going on. Let you make an informed decision. Again, you can decide to consume the media however you like. Yeah. You can go buy as many cars or pairs of Levi's jeans, whatever you want. But I think that there needs to be a divide, I think, in the way that we create content and the way that we create advertising.
Yeah. Just as an aside, one thing I noticed, the YouTube trailer on the official website, or your website, morganspurlock.com, it's been taken down. It said copyright infringement by Warner's and a number of other companies. You know,
Really, on my own website?
On
It
your
says the
own-
trailer won't even play on my own website?
it says but this thing is going to let me click around.
Fantastic.
It basically, it says it's been taken down because the greatest movie ever sold. This movie is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated due to multiple third-party notifications of copyright infringement. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's a you know what that is? That is a great webmaster at work at my website right there. That's what that is.
That's quite entertaining, though, eh? And that actually, I mean, that's another whole can of worms, this whole copyright side of things.
Yeah, well, especially now in the United States where YouTube has been embroiled in this in a very long time about, kind of just putting up videos that people didn't have clearance for. And, now they added this release form that people have to sign that says, no, I can post this video all I want. But
because even our chat effectively is an advertisement for and I noticed you're wearing,
I am wearing
ads all over you.
wearing the greatest suit you could ever wear by Ted Baker.
But me including perhaps a little bit of your trailer in this thing going up on YouTube, might end up getting the takedown.
No, I doubt it.
Possibly. Well, if the official trailer on your site could get taken down.
Well, I'm sure that whoever the webmaster was that did this at the time just linked to whatever trailer he could find, put up by any joker that put it up.
It's true.
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock has been my guest. Go and see the film, The Greatest Movie Ever Sold. It's screening 3:30 this afternoon.
Today at Sky City at 3:30.
There's still some tickets available.
Still tickets available. Yeah, come on out.
And only a few, so make sure you go get them real quick. Thanks very much, Morgan.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks.